Starting up right about now. Postgame live. Sunday matinee Knicks.
Yep.
CP from KnicksFanTV. My man Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time show. Knicks fight to the end against the Sixers, but come up short 108-105 despite a 31-point career high game from young Kevin Knox. Knicks come up just a little short, Jay Ellis. How you feeling today, man?
A little bit. I'm all right, man.
Yeah.
This is what you call a good loss. I don't think we've had a good loss.
Yeah. This was a good loss, man. This was a good loss. Yeah.
Yeah. You saw some things from a bunch of guys who are supposed to be developing. You saw a couple people take a step. You didn't have Enos. You didn't have Tim Hardaway Jr. Some people didn't want them there anyway. So you really got to see what the team could look like and if they could battle without them. And they did a pretty decent job.
Factuals, man. I mean, listen, we're shorthanded. You know what I'm saying? We were shorthanded. No Timmy, no Kanter. A couple other guys didn't play. We come out first half. This game really wasn't trending on the upside in the first half. If I could say that. This game was looking like another one of those lackluster performances. Sixers just came out in gangbusters. Give credit where credit is due. Ben Simmons is a beast.
Oh, yeah.
Joel Embiid was a beast. So we were down by as much as 24 points. But in the minutes where we did come back, whether it was the second quarter or late in the third, that late quarter surge, give credit where credit is due. It was on the defensive and offensive leadership of Frank Ntilikina, man. Or what'd you think about Frank's game tonight?
I like Frank's game again. I mean, there's a bunch of guys who had great games tonight. But Frank, I think I like what Frank is doing because he kind of left off where he left off before his ankle injury.
Yeah.
He had a couple of games where you saw he was a lot more aggressive. He's taking less jump shots. He's driving to the hole a lot more. And you're seeing dividends. And because of it, you can see his assist numbers are rising because he's just getting to the hole a lot more. And I mean, the shooting percentage doesn't reflect the good shots he had today. Because I feel like towards the end, a lot of those balls rolled in and out. But I liked what Frank did today, running the floor, running the show. He's playing with pace. He looks a lot more comfortable. He looks more like a point guard over the last 3-4 games than he has the whole season.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I definitely agree with you on that. I mean, listen, give credit where credit is due. Frank has caught his fair share of criticism, especially from this chat. Shout out everybody in the chat. Smash that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button. If you're a diehard Knicks fan, welcome to the show. Happy Sunday, everybody. Listen, Frank has caught his fair share of criticism, but you could tell the two instances where we made our best runs, whether it was in the second quarter or whether it was in that third quarter. We started the third quarter off cold. Once again, third quarter doom, ended it strong, cut the lead down from 24 points all the way to 1. And, listen, give credit. Frank was aggressive on the offensive end. He got guys involved. He got Luke Cornett and Kevin Knox set up nicely on a couple plays. And listen, the other guy we got to give credit to is Luke Cornett, man.
Yeah. I'll say this. The first unit did wake up in the third quarter. I feel like they were contributing to that push. But no doubt about it, the second unit is what cut the deficit in the first half and the second half. The second unit really, I felt like, was pretty consistent defensively the whole game. And Luke Cornett as well. Vonleh started at center today without Enos Kanter.
Yeah, which was the right move in my opinion. It was the right move.
It was the right move, but it wasn't the effective move.
Right.
Luke was a lot more effective versus Embiid today. I felt like Vonleh, he's a great defender, but he didn't have the length to bother Embiid's shots. He was in the right position, but he didn't have the length. And I felt like Luke actually had the length to bother a few of his shots and actually grab some rebounds. And that matchup just favored them. So that's why I think Fizz actually started Luke in the second half instead of Vonleh, and it paid dividends. It paid dividends in some sorts, but then when Embiid came back on the floor, I don't know, the rotations were a little bit weird at some point.
Yeah.
Because the Vonleh versus Embiid matchup happened again when Luke was a little gassed. He had to sit, and that's when the 76ers made their run, to me.
Right.
After he caught up. And, yeah, going forward, it looks pretty good. It's just pretty good to see that Luke Cornett can hold up against these bigger centers.
Luke played tough. He came up tough tonight, man. He was gritty. He was tough. Yo, Joel Embiid is a dirtbag. Straight up and down, he's a dirtbag. Yeah, he's a dirtbag, man.
He's a definitely dirtbag.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, listen, he's a dirty, dirty player, man. He caught Luke. First off, he broke his nose.
Yeah.
In the first matchup. All right, or whenever it was that Luke came in, it might have been the second game, second matchup between Knicks Sixers. Broke his nose, and then got away with not one but two cheap shots in this game, man. This dude gets away with. He's like the Draymond Green of the East, man. He gets away with murder. Gets away with murder, man. He's a dirtbag, man. He's a dirtbag.
He's a dirtbag, and towards the end, I felt like the refs gave him a call just because he was complaining a lot.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. I mean, listen, he gets the superstar calls. It is what it is. Give credit to Luke Cornett. He came up tough, man. This was his best game by far based on the level of competition. He got beat up out there, absolutely beat up. Came up with 23 points, 6 boards, and I believe 5 or 6 dimes, JLs. He played great. He was great tonight.
He was really good. He was really good.
He was great tonight, man.
I wish the rebounds were up a little bit more, but he still played pretty damn well. Plus 25 on the night, highest plus.
Highest plus minus on the night goes to Luke Cornett, man. Impressive.
Very, very impressive. Very, very interesting to see what Dave. Man, listen, it's gonna be interesting to see what we do in the second half of the season, dog, because you're starting to see glimpses of hope from a lot of these guys. Luke Cornett, one of them, and Mario. Did Mario turn a corner?
Mario has turned the corner, JLs. Mario has turned the corner. Say what you will. He wants to come back. Obviously, he's been saying all the right things. Coach Fizdale was asked about him before the game. He talked him up, gave credit to Keith Smart and the coaches. Just being patient with Mario, working with Mario. And listen, you never know. Obviously, he's on the outside looking in terms of being back next year, at least from what we think. Who cares what we think? But we care what we think. You know what I'm saying? Again, 9 points today, an efficient 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 dimes, 50% from the field. Played well on the defensive end, at his standards. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Listen, if you end up being priced out of the Vonleh sweepstakes, you might lose Moutier. You never know. He might give you a hometown discount to come back, but he's been known to have good second half finishes. He finished the second half well last year. Looks like he's trying to put together a second half this year, but I thought Mario was also pretty good tonight as well.
Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good cast. Pretty good games from a lot of people overall.
Absolutely.
A lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Did we leave anybody out?
Well, we're going to get back to Knox. Let's go to the phones. We got Julian on the line. Wants to break it all down for us. He wants to talk about Frank and Kevin Knox. Julian, how you feeling, bro?
Of course, Knox. You got to talk about Knox.
I'm feeling great.
Go ahead, Julian.
Got you.
Feeling great. It's probably the best loss of the season.
It's a good loss.
Best loss of the season.
I agree, man.
Yeah, man. Well, before I get started with the whole, not shopping the 30-piece, I just want to give credit to a certain Frenchman. He's been under pressure his whole career on a consistent basis because our fan base is so divided about, who he is and, what he can do for our team. I just want to give credit to Frank Ntilikina for, really, helping us come back into the game both times.
Yep.
Yo, can I say one thing real quick?
Go ahead, Jails.
Yo, can I say one thing real quick? Did y'all see when he almost floored Embiid?
Yes.
I was hoping he fell and got the lay. I was praying that Embiid fell, yo. That would have been the highlight of my year if he pulled that off.
He almost mixed them, indeed. Because
Embiid definitely had the stanky leg and Frank hit him with the cross.
Absolutely.
I can't believe he blocked that shot.
Yeah. Nah, man, but like you saw, like he was attacking Embiid, the best shot blocker in the league. Obviously, other than Porzingis, but like he was going at a bona fide rim protector who's 7'1", 270, and he was not scared at all. Nah. No fear shown, and he was just being aggressive. And when he does that, he's a great player. And listen, he by the way, that block on Jimmy Butler, how many other players on the Knicks could have done that?
True.
Nobody.
Like, real talk.
Nobody.
The guy is an unbelievably talented defender. You see the steals on Embiid. Like, he kept us in this game so much, and then he did so much for us. I'm just really proud of Frank tonight. He put in a shift.
Yeah, man.
And get into Knox, like, we knew he could score, but I didn't know it was like this. I really didn't. Obviously, we don't have like a consistent number one option offensively, so he's gonna like there's gonna be inefficiencies with his system and everything. So I don't expect him to like score 30 every night, but when he does, it is so fun to watch. He's a 3-level scorer as a rookie. How many other like guys recently have been able to do that? Be a 3-level scorer as a rookie, and he did it against one of the best teams in the league tonight.
Jimmy Butler?
So
come on.
You got to look at Knox.
Knox had an excellent game, man. Excellent game.
Here's what I'm excited.
He went at NBA too.
Yeah, yo.
Go ahead, Jazz.
Yo, here's why I'm excited about what I saw from Knox today, because we see Knox have these big games in one half of basketball. Today is the first game he had 2 halves of basketball.
Yeah, he put it together from beginning to end.
So you figured, like I know I'm excited. Really, when KP comes back, I can see Knox being one eventually.
One and 1B or 1C.
Yeah, I know. I can see him being like a lead scorer, like the lead. Like I feel like he has more tools. This is a guess. It'll remain to be seen if that actually happens, because he still has a lot to prove as far as creating his own offense. But within the offense, he seems like he can pretty much score wherever he wants to, and I can see him having another 30-point game or 2 this season.
Yeah, we had talked about that in the preseason, man, about how many 30-point games Knox might be able to put up. I think I put like 3 or 4. This was his first one, and this was his best game. This was his best game, man. Like I said, you got to take quality of opponent into consideration. You know, I liked how Knox looked. I liked how he looked defensively, you know. I thought
Jimmy Butler on the other end of him.
Facts. Wilson Chandler. Wilson played him tough. Wilson played him tough. We know Will's game. Yeah. But Knox really mixed it up tonight, man. You got to like that, man. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. I got one more thing too.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Cornette tonight, 23 points, and like Frank, like you know how when in football when like you say receivers get baby fed by good quarterbacks. Yeah. Frank baby fed Cornette tonight. Did you see some of the passes he was like getting to Luke?
Yep.
He was diming him up. There was a lot of like the one in the first quarter. Off the backdoor cut, that not many players in the league can make that pass. Look, bounce pass. Frank played excellent tonight. And imagine when KP gets back. That's the thing. Frank is playing with a corner store KP right now. When he gets the real KP, it's over. Yeah. Frank is gonna be a playmaker for the future. I can easily see, a year or 2 down the line, if Frank starts at point guard for this team, he could easily average 7-8 assists a night. So, and he's giving you, like, defense, like, first team all-defense caliber defense. So, that's we got to look. The future is so bright, so bright. So bright. Thanks for the time, guys.
I appreciate you, Julian. Good call as usual. Yeah, JLs, man, listen. For Frank to come back off of the ankle. Confidence lacking even when he was on the ankle, and come back. Listen, tough team. This Philly team is outstanding, man. They move the ball well. They move themselves well, almost better than anybody. Third in the league in assists. Ben Simmons is ridiculous. J.J. Redick moving without the ball is ridiculous. Yeah. They play good team ball, but listen, when Frank came in on both ends of the floor, that's when this team got elevated. And the two times. Two times, man.
Definitely, man. I love the new aggressiveness we've seen from Frank. I think he took like 2 jump shots. Everything was going to the hole.
Yeah.
Everything was going to the hole. I was glad to see him mix it up because I felt like he relied a lot. He relied a little bit too much on the jump shot, and it killed his confidence when he wasn't making it.
When he wasn't making it, I agree. Yep.
And it seems like, from what I'm seeing and what everybody else is seeing, it seems like he's been pretty good as far as finishing around the basket. So I mean,
he's got that little
got a nice little hezzy move.
Yeah, and that layup off the opposite leg. Try to catch the defender off guard a little bit.
Got a little Euro step going.
Yeah. He tried to change speeds a little bit, still a bit slow, but you know what? He was effective. Frank was effective tonight, man.
And he's attacking. Like he had this bad habit of waiting for everybody to come up once he passed half court.
Yeah.
And I've seen him just not stop, just slow down, survey, hezzy, and then go again.
He changed speeds. He changed his speeds up a little bit out there.
Yeah, man. He's definitely grown, man.
Absolutely, man.
Shout out to this coaching staff, man, because you can see every guy who's brought here, all these young guys, you can see little steps happening with pretty much each one of these guys.
Yeah, indeed. Listen, one of the things that Fizdale was asked about before the game was the lack of defense, the piss poor defense that this team exerts. And Fizdale said, listen, they're having a tough time with the concepts. You have these teams coming in here on a night in, night out basis, giving us different looks, confusing these guys a little bit. And, he basically blamed it on lack of experience. It's a young team. Obviously, they haven't seen certain things. But when they're able to see these teams, second or third time around, it should help. This game, the defense, like I said, it was a tale of two halves in terms of the defensive effort. But in the second half, they really tightened up. And you got to give credit. The defense tightened up in the second half and made it a game. They made it a game, bro.
Yeah, I feel like what he said is half right and half wrong. It's right that, it takes a while to get used to some things, especially for, the newer players like Knox, right? Mm-hmm. Or Knox or Trier, those guys. But then there's also guys who already have a high defensive IQ who haven't been in the game as much, like Luke. Luke, for instance, who was part of that big run. You can see the difference in the defense when you have Frank trying to guard the pick and roll and Luke backing him up. Yeah. Versus Moody guarding the pick and roll and Luke backing him up.
Right.
That led to a few turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Because Frank is fighting, and he's making it tough on the ball handler already. And when you have Luke kind of helping him stop his momentum, you get a steal. Moody is not gonna do that. He's not trying to stay in the play on that pick. So it's not just all these guys knew. It's he has to actually play some defenders in these games to actually push that issue.
Yep. It changes when Frank is in the game, man. It changes when Frank is in the game.
And Dotson, too.
Dotson as well. Dotson had a tough assignment, obviously having to guard Jimmy Butler and being guarded by Jimmy Butler. I wasn't expecting much out of Dotson today. But he still gave us a couple good points in that second half run. So give credit to Dotson on being aggressive there. Let's go back to the phones. Dr. Shaw from Tennessee wants to talk about the lack of effort from the Knicks. Dr. Shaw, how you feeling, bro?
What's going on, bro? Thanks for the call, man.
No doubt, man. Is your first time calling, bro?
Oh, yes, sir, man. But I think I'm the only Knicks fan in Nashville, Tennessee, man.
Hey, that's cool.
I took some heartbreakers, though, bro. I took some heartbreakers.
That's cool, man. Hold it down, man. Hold it down for us down there, man. Cashville.
But, yeah, man, I just want to call and just talk about the lack of effort that I see. When we had Oakman, Mace, and Greg Anthony, Starks, Ewing. You know, I know they great players, man. But they gave effort.
Yeah.
They didn't have athleticism. You know what I'm saying? You had pure ball movement. You know, you see the ball swing. You don't have that today. I know everything want to be spread it out, but shit, excuse my French, but play man-to-man defense.
Yeah. Well, one thing about those guys, those guys, where they were much smarter than these crop of players, man. Those guys, Oak was on an interview the other day. Oak said, listen, everybody knew their role, and they came and they played their role. They played selfless basketball, and that's what it was about, man. The IQ of those players back in those days was a lot different.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on one second.
That's what's up, man. But yeah, man, I love you. I love your show, man. I listen to y'all, man, before I lay it down, man. And I get excited about my team, man. Like I said, I feel like I'm the only Knicks fan in Nashville, man. I'm a #1 Knicks fan. lose or win it. Hey, I'm all in for the KD thing too, though. I'm all in for it.
Okay. Hey, listen, I would think we all are, man, but definitely appreciate you holding it down for us in Cashville, Tennessee, and keep supporting the show, man. Appreciate you, Dr. Shaw.
Word.
I love you, bro.
All right.
Yeah,
Jay Ellis, man. You know one thing, and what he touched on, Jay Ellis, man, this whole Embiid thing that really had my blood boiling, man. Especially that last one where he damn near jumped into Cornet and almost knocked him clean cold.
Yeah.
Almost. That's dirty, man.
That is dirty. And I don't understand how these refs don't call fouls when
we were getting no respect from the refs today. None.
Especially that Trier one when he jumped, he fell on top of Trier after he missed, after he blocked the layup when the buzzer sound.
Well, ISO never gets calls. You know that.
Yeah, ISO never gets calls.
Never gets called. He gets a straight rookie treatment.
He landed on him.
Yeah.
He stood up, like, correct me if I'm wrong, because isn't the play, like, isn't the foul supposed to be not just when you block the ball, but after you land? Like, you have to take both motions into account, man. I don't understand.
ISO gets no respect from the refs. Yeah, he's a rookie, but still, man, some of these calls are just egregious. They let Embiid get away with murder. Cornet damn near gets KO'd on that last one at the end of the quarter. No Nick comes to his aid, Jay Ellis. Come on, man. Somebody throw a push or something, man. Come on, man.
That's the Enes Kanter that we needed. That's like we don't have like Enes Kanter is not a good defender, but man, like he's still nice to have that damn.
At least he'll man up, man.
Yeah, man. It's like, God, come on, dog. Like, get in his face, help him out, like. Let him know that's not gonna fly here.
You know, that's all a part of protecting your home court, Jay Ellis. You have to make these teams come in and respect us. We have to be respected on a home court, man. You cannot allow these dudes just to have their way and think they can get away with it, especially Joel Embiid.
Yo, good point, Father Peace. Mitch ain't in the game either. Mitch could.
Oh yeah,
Mitch. I can see Mitch doing that.
We miss Mitch. We miss Mitch. Goon Squad Mitch. We miss Mitch out there. Mitch would have definitely exerted himself, made his presence felt in this game today. No doubt about it, man.
Yeah, man, definitely.
We got to check these dudes, man. I hope Fizdale said something in the locker room like, listen, you fought. It was a commendable effort. It was a gritty play down the end, especially on the defensive end. But, you know, when your guy gets KO'd not once, not twice, like, yo, he's the reason why he's wearing a mask, why Cornet is wearing a mask.
Yeah, he is the reason. Yeah, happened in the 76ers game, man.
You got to check him, man. You got to check him. Logan Middleton says Vonleh's too polite. He needs to smack somebody. You know what I mean? Vonleh got all those muscles for nothing, man.
Yeah, Vonleh is like a nice.
You got to throw a guy on the floor, man. You got to throw a guy on the floor.
He's a nice giant. I remember
gentle giant.
Yeah, gentle giant. I remember when we played the Bucks and Giannis. I think Giannis dunked on him, and afterward he's running back and he pushes Vonleh 2 hands. And I looked at that Vonleh, and Vonleh had like no facial expression.
Yeah,
he was just blank. And I was like, "Yo, you're not gonna push him back?" Like,
facts.
You I was kind of surprised. He just kind of walked off like nothing happened. Shout out to the police doing their job.
Yo, police are always out looking for you, Jay Ellis, man. I hope you good over there, man. I hope you don't have no unwanted business out here in the streets, man.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm live right now. My alibi is set.
Nah, I hear you. All right, let's go back to the phones. We got some people who want to chime in. Steven from New York, he wants to talk about Kanter and the Knicks defense. How you doing, Steven?
What's going on, Doctor? How you doing? How y'all doing?
Good, man. How you feeling, bro?
I'm excellent and expecting better. Check this out. I want to ask what's up with Enes Kanter. Why didn't he play? Is he hurt?
Well, they say he's flu-like symptoms. There has been speculation around Knicks camp when he went to the burger spot and looked like he devoured 7 or 8 burgers, Jay Ellis. He might have had a case of the mud butt. But the organization has done their best.
Let me find out it was White Castle.
No. Oh, no. If it was White Castle, he would have been in the ER.
Let me find out.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. Another question about Enes Kanter. Do you think Fizdale is doing him right? Because Fizdale said you got to earn your play.
Yeah.
And I think, in my opinion, Fizdale, Enes Kanter, he's a double-double waiting to happen, and a pretty high double-double. He don't get punk numbers. He gets pretty high double-doubles, and I'm trying to figure out, and I understand why he seems a little frustrated, because he's like, yo, I had to earn it. You know what I'm saying? If everybody has to earn it, why am I coming off the bench? And I know he's mixing things up and checking out. You know, you're supposed to have a good attitude while you're in the middle of craziness. But Enes Kanter, in my book, earned it almost more than anybody. Now, I would say that Noah Vonleh messed around and got confidence because of his time. But still, if you had to earn it, Enes Kanter from the very beginning earned it, and I think he's getting 30. Well, what do y'all think about that?
Well, I mean, look, the thing about Kanter is he's just not going to be back next year, less likely to be back next year. So with that, yes, Fizdale says keep what you kill, but they're also trying to prioritize getting some of these young guys some looks because, a guy like a Luke Cornett, you really want to see if you want to bring back on the cheap and continue his development, whereas a guy like Kanter, who's making $18 million this year, is going to be looking to make northwards of that next year and beyond. He's less likely to be back with his team.
Okay, listen, you know what? I hear what you're saying. I do understand. At the same time, if the coach says, you earn your stuff, but you know what? Enes Kanter was playing so well that he said, I want my name to be up there on the rafters. That's what he said. He said, I want to retire, Nick, and I want my name to be on the rafters. And then, the very next game, he got little minutes. I was like, oh, man. He went from way high, talking about, how Latrell Sprewell said, I want to be one of the all-time Knicks greats or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. And then he was, treated like chopped liver. And as much as I like Fizdale, yeah, that's kind of not cool, especially when you say you have to earn your playing minutes. No one's guaranteed anything. And what's up? Talk to me.
I hear that. Well,
that's what I'm saying. It's a contradiction. What you said, I understand, but it's kind of like a contradiction of what you said.
It is. And listen, Fizdale is going to learn it, and appreciate the call, Steven. Fizdale is going to learn Jay Ellis over time, what to say and what not to say, and understand that the things that he does say will come back and bite him at some point. You know what I mean? But speaking on the Kanter topic, obviously you know the deal in terms of his long-term future here. What did you think about? I don't think me and you got to touch on the Zebo rumors with Sacramento. What did you think about that in terms of those trade prospects?
If we get a pick back, I'm with it.
That's my thing as well. We need a pick back. Need an asset back for that in that Zebo trade.
Yeah, I feel like we either need an asset back or we need to get rid of, or if we get attached something like a Courtney Lee back, then I'm great with that.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. Definitely need some sort of at least a second round pick. Just a salary dump doesn't really make sense for me. If we're able to dump a Courtney Lee on top of that, which for the Kings would give them some nice veteran depth for their bench. as they potentially make a playoff run. So yeah, I'm trying to fleece the Kings here, but I'm trying to sell them on our two solid veterans, Jay Ellis. You know what I'm saying? Vladdy Divac, holla at your boy.
Looking like a used car salesman. Right
looking like a used car salesman. Boy.
But in all reality, I know some Knicks players on Twitter and stuff don't like Enes Kanter.
Yeah.
But Enes Kanter is a useful player. He's just not a useful starting center. You know what I'm saying? Is a difference. Like you can see, I felt like when we had Enes Kanter off the bench, he was a lot more effective. His plus minus was up, and he was just able to punish that second unit center time after time. And I feel like Enes Kanter on the Kings would give the Kings a pretty good boost off the bench.
Yeah, real talk. I think he could help them. Not even trying to, BS him. I think he could definitely help them. But now here's Bondi saying that it could potentially be the Jabari Parker scenario for Kanter. That's the latest rumors on the Kanter deal.
That don't even make sense.
Well, if you're talking about the thing with Jabari Parker is that $20 million player option. If you're able to, cut that off the books, then that would inch us a little bit closer in terms of that vet max deal that we're looking to offer.
But Enes for Jabari straight up is still 1-to-1.
No. Well, they're saying that a third team would be needed. So,
okay.
Take it for what it's worth. But that's the latest rumor there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, why do I want Jabari here to cut him for Enes if Enes is going to expire anyway?
Right.
So to me, that don't make sense. And Jabari makes yeah. But okay, I don't know.
Yeah. just the latest scuttlebutt. All right, let's go to Cody from Jersey. He wants to talk about ISO and Dotson. Cody, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro?
Just the latest.
Yo.
But all right, Cody from Jersey wants to talk about.
Cody, hey man, just mute your.
Yo, what's up?
Good, man. How you feeling? Just mute your TV. Yep.
Good. Guys, can we talk about Trier, please? I know I called last time, and I was like, he's really bad right now.
Yeah, he is.
Trier is really bad right now. And if Fizdale had a great game plan, no problem with Fizz. But again, if you're gonna do what you did to Frank, and you're not gonna call out Trier, that's just BS, man. You cannot do that. And it's not a matter of his shot not going in. It's like there were two plays today where he was supposed to pass the ball. Like there were people open, and he did not pass the ball. He took his own shot, and every time, Embiid probably just basically owned him throughout the game.
Mm-hmm. He's a bit tunnel vision, Jay.
Can't do that.
You know that he's struggling, and he's a bit tunnel vision.
It's like a month long. This is like when has he been back from injury? Like about a month ago now.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's he's hit the wall.
If anyone was playing like this, Trey Burke, Frank.
Yeah.
They would have been pulled out. They've been pulled out.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a month-long thing when Trier has been horrible.
He's slumping, Jay.
Horrible.
He's slumping.
I'd rather see Courtney Lee in there than it's not like we don't have options. We have options.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think on ISO struggles, Jay?
No, I mean he's right. I mean I wouldn't do Courtney Lee though. I mean I would if he was actually trying to trade him. Actually, I wanted Courtney Lee to play for.
We should. I mean, we don't know. I mean, Sixers are so desperate right now, Jay. Listen, they might go for Courtney. We don't know.
Yeah, I would actually pick Courtney to try to get his value up because I still feel like
yeah, but until February 7th, play Courtney.
Yeah. I actually do agree with that. Actually, but I mean, long term, I would like if Courtney wasn't here, I definitely would still play Trier if he was struggling, just because I just want him to snap out of it. But with Courtney here and having him need to be traded, like I think I would put Courtney.
Yeah, but why is Trier getting different treatment than Frank or Trey Burke?
I don't know. Maybe because he likes aggressiveness, but he needs to stay true to his word because he talked about ball movement in the beginning of the season and moving and passing the ball. And then there's some players
Trier does not provide you ball movement.
Yeah, he turns the other way a little bit with Trier. And because of his success in the beginning of the season.
Right.
But he's not having that same success, so Like it's hard to like. I don't know. He has to find a balance. It's hard to completely turn on him because he's still playing the way he was in the beginning of the season, but he still has to kind of nudge him a little bit. You know, hey man, so that guy was open in the corner, right? Like you still have to kind of tell him.
Yeah, no, he's the ultimate black hole right now. He's the ultimate black hole. Like the ball just stays with him. I'm just like, dude, pass the ball.
Yeah,
last point. I thought this was one of the best games that Frank played this year. I love the way he moved the ball. I think Frank is basically our Rubio, and Rubio will never get you 20 points a night, but he will run your offense. And I think that's Frank. And you know what I appreciate about Luke's game tonight? Like I can see Luke playing this game in a playoff series. Like the way he just frustrated Embiid, I was like, you know what? That's pretty good. Like in a 7-game series, I feel it's too early to say, but I was like, you know what? That's a pretty good showing by Luke right now. That was probably his best game. I think better than the Charlotte game.
I agree. This was his best game of the year. This was Luke Cornett's best game of the year.
For sure.
Because this was a battle test for Luke Cornett, a top team in the East, a formidable front line. And listen, man, Luke, he's tough. He's tough, man. I was impressed by Luke's play today because he was gritty, man. He was gritty. And 5 dimes. You know, one thing about Luke, he's a smart player, man. He's a smart player. He understands what he needs to do out there on both ends of the court. And I think that's why Fizz was so quick to get him some opportunities in the starting unit early when he came up with the team and now, up to now.
Yeah.
CP, 2 more points. I'm sorry, 2 more points.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Vonleh is not a center. He can guard 1 to 4, but he cannot guard 5. Let's not. I know people are saying like he can guard 1 to 5. He cannot. Like,
well, this was a tough matchup for him, though. In all fairness, I mean, how many guys can really check Embiid one-on-one? This was a tough matchup for him.
Yeah, no, but I mean, no one can stop. But you can, like Cornette did, you can contain him, right? You can make it hard for him. In a way that Noah Vonleh couldn't do that tonight. Even last time they played the 76ers, it was the same thing. Like last time, Ben Simmons was also abusing him. Not that he's a bad thing or not, but I think he's a 1-2-4, and that's fine. That's not a problem with that. But I think he's not a starting center next to KP. I'm sorry. I don't see that.
Okay. All right, Cody. We appreciate the call, man.
And,
one more. Go
ahead. Hicks should be back by mid-February. I know you guys are waiting for that.
We was waiting for the Isaiah Hicks endorsement.
Hold on. I know you guys are waiting for it, but he'll be back late February. Let's do a countdown. Let's do a countdown until Hicks returns in late February. I know you guys are waiting for that.
Yo, I think that's a great idea. I'm gonna start this.
I'm cutting his mic. I'm cutting his mic, JS. Go ahead, man. I'm cutting his mic on that note.
Hey, if you want to see the Isaiah Hicks countdown, go to my Instagram, the Nick of Time Show. And
oh my God, you guys are ridiculous. You guys are ridiculous, man. That's gonna be the next controversy. Hicks is the only player not to start in Hicksdale in Fizdale's musical chair of rotations. So he's
gonna give him a look too. CP.
Yeah. We're looking for Timmy to get the coach's bench. That's gonna be the move. It's gonna be the controversial move when they start Hicks at the 2 for Tim Hardaway Jr.
Definitely Hicks for point guard.
You know what I mean? Hicks at the point, man. On the Vonleh topic, JL, it's another topic that I brought up on the last show. Would you trade him?
No.
Would you trade him at the deadline if you can net an early 2 or late 1? Would you trade Vonleh right now at the way he's playing? If you think you might not be able to sign him.
I mean, if he's giving you vibes that he doesn't want to come back or he's not going to resign with you, then yes. But as far as production, I wouldn't trade him. I would keep him. I'm not. Yeah.
I mean,
he plays defense 1 through 4.
Yeah.
He does all the little things, and every now and again he can take over a quarter for you.
I see a lot of yeses in the chat. See a lot of yeses in the chat. Go ahead, finish your point.
Yeah. I would actually sign. I would resign him. I feel like as far as the depth chart, who I'm most sure about talent wise, and what they bring to this team. Like, as cool as Moody has been playing, he still has holes in his game. I know Vonleh has holes in his game too, but I feel like there's more use for Vonleh, and there's a lot more, there's a lot more room to get like a Moody, or another point guard here.
That's true. I think
I'm not sure if there's a lot of room to get another Vonleh.
Yeah. I would still gauge the market though. I would still gauge the market and see how it plays out. You never know. You might see maybe a Houston, maybe Lakers. One of these Philly. He was rumored for Philly. Shout out Dave Early with Dave is a Philly Sixers blogger who had mentioned that.
You think somebody's gonna give him a first for him?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Think of a contending team who is cap strapped. Looking to make a run and doesn't really mind parting with a late round pick
to
get some depth.
Like a first, you might have to consider it, but
I'd do it for a late first. I'd do it.
You might have to consider that. A second, nah. Yeah.
At the very least, you got to listen, right? At the very least, you got to listen. That's all I'm saying. Just listen. You never know.
How many Swiss Army knives are there out there?
Yeah. He's our best player. He's our best player.
I'm not sure. And, I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure if there's a lot to pull from.
You could argue he's been the MVP of the season for this team so far, for this 10-win team. If there was an MVP, it would probably be him.
Yeah.
But a late first would be nice, man. A late first would be nice.
I don't know. I don't see that happening. A late first?
Yeah. Never know. All right, let's go to Ari. Ari was at the game. We're going to go to Ari, and then we'll do some player ratings. I think this game was player rating worthy, JLs. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think it was player rating worthy. All right, Ari, what's good, man? How was the game? How was the vibes? What'd you take away today?
What's up, guys? The game and the vibe. So a lot of Eagles fans at the game.
Oh, boo!
Trash as usual.
Boo! The Eagles fans.
We had to drown out.
Get them out of here! I hope these dudes lose by 40.
We had to drown them out.
Good.
But
good.
Yeah, listen. I mean, I don't. Again, great L in my opinion. Obviously, I don't think there's any coincidence. I don't think that there's any coincidence that when Tim Hardaway Jr. is out, Kevin Knox has his best game of the season.
Good point.
I think we need to.
2 points for Ari. If this was around the horn.
I've been calling this in the entire time. I want to self-proclaim myself the president of the Trade Timmy Jr. fan club over here.
Listen.
Great. Go ahead, Jails. Go ahead, Jails.
There's a lot of people gunning for that title, dog. You're not the only. There's like 6, 7, 8 of y'all.
Carlito. Oh my God, too many to name, man. But yeah,
TMG on my chat.
Too many to name, man. Too many to name.
There's a lot of those.
Factuals.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm sure. So like I said, now that Timmy's out, what does Fizdale do? He features Kevin Knox and he goes for 31 on over 50% shooting against arguably, Jimmy Butler and Ben Simmons, guys who are very good defenders. So I think that was definitely a step forward. And I think I know Jay Ellis was saying we should shut down Timmy for that plantar fasciitis for a little bit.
I think so.
I'm still kind of hopeful. That we could play him a little bit and have him put up a couple 20-point games and try to trade him, but I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen at this point. But there would be nothing better for this season than to watch Tim Hardaway Jr. get traded. That's just my personal opinion. Besides that, I do think Enes Kanter was very missed today. I know he's very polarizing. Nick, we couldn't rebound today. The last 3 possessions of the game, Ben Simmons got rebounds.
Yeah.
JJ Redick Ben Simmons got a couple of rebounds in the last 3 minutes of the game, which led to a JJ Redick jumper, and then another rebound, which led to like a Joel Embiid foul, and then we were down by 2, and then went back up to 7, and the game was pretty much over at that point. Also, what I think. That foul that Embiid had on Cornette, if Kanter was on the floor, that would have never flied. Like, it would have been a scuffle. He would have got in his face, did some LeBron James, whisper in his ear, like what he did last year. And, he's the only guy on the team. Me and my boy were talking about it. You could tell. Like, I was sitting pretty close. I think Joel Embiid went out last night a little too hard because he was dragging it. He was looking sloppy out there.
He did.
He looked gassed. Yeah, a Sunday night matinee game in the Garden. He probably got in Saturday night.
Facts.
So he probably went out a little too hard. But I just think that we were like saying like, oh, Embiid and like Jimmy Butler, they probably went out, and the Knicks were probably like studying tape. Like, we don't have any like tough. We don't have any guys who are like tough guys besides Dennis Kanter.
Right.
He's the only one that's going to stand up to a punk like Embiid and be like, yo, stop messing with my guy. You know what I mean?
True indeed.
I think between his rebounding and his just elite energy, I think would have been definitely needed. And what else is that? I remember last time I called in, I was like, why is Tim Hardaway getting all of these minutes if we're trying to like teach the young, like get the young guys going, like develop the young guys. And then Jay Ellis is like, he's like on the border. He's like 26, so they think we could probably develop him. But Kanter is also 26. They're the same age, Kanter and Timmy. I don't understand why Timmy's getting, the star treatment.
Because Timmy's not the expiring deal.
Back to Turkey.
Timmy's not the expiring deal. That's the reason he's stuck with him.
The Knicks invested in him and are invested in him in
exactly
long term money-wise, so they kind of have to.
Kanter was the best
right.
we could have gotten in the Melo deal. Unfortunately, he's just making too much money to logically build around him when you have to pay KP already. That's it. It's not that he's a bad person.
Right.
It's not that he doesn't contribute what he can contribute on the boards and in the points and some of that mixes it up. He's just not the guy you can put that money into at that style of play.
No, agreed. You definitely can't put the money. I wouldn't put the money into him either. I just like, if our priority this year is player development, then Tim Hardaway Jr. is the one. Like, Courtney Lee doesn't stunt the growth of the players. Like, Tim Hardaway Jr. takes too many shots. His usage is too high, and you could see it. He was off the court today, and then they featured Kevin Knox, and he had 31 points on over 50% shooting against great defensive teams. So it's like, if that's the goal to get these guys better, then I don't see Tim Hardaway Jr. fitting into that niche, and maybe that's why. I mean, I'm not sure how long they're going to keep him out for, but the longer he's out, I hate to say it, 'cause I think he could be useful on like a team that needs like a sixth-man scoring spark off the bench. But for us, he's like, he can't be your go-to guy. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just ridiculous. And I think that he not only does he stunt Knox's growth, he stunts ISO's growth also, and he stunts anybody Dotson's growth also. Anybody who needs the ball, he stunts their growth. But that's pretty much it. And with regards to Vonleh, I personally would keep him. I wouldn't trade him unless I could attach Courtney Lee or Tim Hardaway to him somehow.
Okay.
He definitely, I think he could guard fives, but like you said, Embiid is a unique beast. But
different matchup, man.
So besides that, I think the decent defense and overall okay out today. So I can't complain.
Appreciate the call, Art. Listen, you can't listen. His points on Timmy are valid. I just think we stuck with him, Jay Ellis, and you're just better off hoping that the team can improve with him as a lower level option, and hope that he can help that way.
Yeah, man, it'd be cool if we actually had the balls to make him a six-man instead of like playing. Instead of just playing on his salary, because that's what he really is. And even the assists tonight, I think we had 25 assists tonight. Like, the ball movement was a lot better. The defense is better when the first half defense was, but I don't know, we're stuck with him, so we gotta make it. I'm praying that his heel heals.
Hoping his heel heals.
Yeah, and he plays close to what he was playing like in the beginning of the season, plus some defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Speedy recovery to Tim Hardaway Jr. All right, JLs, we got some other people on the line. Let's go to these player ratings real quick, and then we will get to those people. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Sunday matinee show. I like these early starts, JLs. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I like these early starts, man.
I got to record a podcast right after this.
True. All right, so real quick, we're going to get to the guys on the phone in a second. So Steve, Jamal, Tavi, Omar, just hold on 1 second. Paul from LA, we see you as well. Shout out everybody in the chat today. Mark Reyes, DJ Joyce, Above the Rim, Paul Quick, Zombie Jr., Alex Collins from Ireland. What's going on? JLs, who you got in your chats today?
Yo, president of the Isaiah Hicks fan club, Cody Emmanuel.
Cody Emmanuel. We had to cut Cody's mic for that Isaiah Hicks remark. But he's always a friend of the program.
You good, Cody. You good here with me.
Yeah, he's good peoples. Cody's good peoples, man. How we got Facebook and Periscope?
Hold on. I got to hold on. Let me hold down my YouTube.
Okay.
Craig Williams. They call me Tack. Frank did I today, Tack.
Yep.
And the point guard.
Shout out, Tack.
Bob Shan. HB Mac, what up?
HB Mac.
Ricardo Custer, what up? Yuska, what's up? CJ Rayford. All right, CH. All right, see a couple of hashtag new. If you new on my chat,
hashtag new. Shout out to all the new people,
man. If you new, let me know what's up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I'll give you that shout out today. Oh yeah, Drip Bayless. What's good, Drip? I'm not here on Sunday, so maybe he's like these are the Sunday guys. Michael Parker, what up, man? Rich Boy, what up? Carmine Losa. All right, I guess I gotta hit Facebook now.
All right, yeah. Shout out to all the new people, man. If you guys are new, give us a hashtag new. My 3 stars for the night, Jay Ellis. I'm gonna go with in the play rating segment of the show. Where am I going to go with this? Number 3.
That 3 is always that. That 3 is always that.
Give me Frank. Give me Frank.
You can go numbers or you can go plus minus.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I got to go Frank, though. I got to go Frank. I thought Frank's minutes on both ends of the floor was what kept it close in the second and what kept it close down the stretch in the end. Coming back off the injury, coming back off the inconsistent play. He's a plus 10 on the night. 6 dimes for Frank, 8 points, 2 steals and a block. Like I said, I like what Frank gave us there, so I'm gonna give him the 3rd. Number 2, I'm definitely gonna go Cornette. Cornette was excellent. 23 points, 5 assists, 5 boards, 50% shooting, almost 50 from 3, plus 25 on the night. Say what you will about plus minus, but he had the best stretch of anyone on the game, and it was clear from the eye test as well. Luke Cornette with his best game as a Knick by far, so that's my number 2. And obviously number 1, Kevin Knox. What more can you say? 31 points, 7 boards, plus 11 on the night, 50% shooting, 50% three-point shooting. He was excellent, man. 3 for 4 from the field, free throw line. Kevin Knox had his best game of the year, man. So those are my 3. That's an easy 3, man. Who you going with?
Listen, man, I am also going with Frank at the 3rd spot. I liked the aggressiveness. Both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively, affected the game, and he put a stamp on the game. He didn't play skirt. He almost put Embiid in a highlight reel. He almost dropped him. I wish he did, but I'm going Frank at number 3. I'm going Knox number 2.
Okay.
31.7 rebounds, career high, 52%. Pretty damn efficient game. I love what I saw from Knox. Played pretty good offense.
Oh, you going Knox too? Interesting.
Knox too. Yeah,
okay.
Knox too. Plus 11 on the night, career high, which is dope. I'm going Luke number 1 off of just because of that crazy. Just because I like what he did versus Embiid, man. He made it difficult for Embiid.
He fought.
To the point where Embiid had to damn near hit him with elbows.
He had to cheat just to win.
Yeah, he had to cheat to win pretty much. Plus 25 versus Embiid is not a small feat. A guy who's supposed to be a top 10 player in his league, and you kind of made him work. So, yeah, I'm going with 23 the 23, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, steal, and frustrating the hell out of Embiid. I'm going in number 1.
Okay. I can't knock it. I went with Knox because I thought he was the most consistent tonight, and I was impressed with his offense. But you can't go wrong with Kornet either. I thought Kornet was good for us as well. With that said, give me some player ratings. What would you give Luke? What would you give Knox? What would you give those guys?
Whew. Player ratings. I would give Frank 7. I would give Knox. I would give Knox an 8.5. I'll give Knox 8.5, and I'll give Luke 8.7. Edges them out.
I'm giving Knox and Luke Kornet 9s.
Okay.
I'm giving them 9s. I thought quality of opponent meant a lot. I thought coming back from the 24-point deficit and having a hand in that, I thought they showed great poise. I'm giving them 9s. This was as good. 50% shooting for both of them. I thought that was as good as it's going to get, man. I think that's as good as it's going to get. For Frank, I would give Frank a 7. Only because, you the points could have been a little bit better. But listen, I thought he orchestrated the offense well. His defense was good. And I thought it was a 7. Paul Quick says the bar is low. Listen, I think, like I said, if we're watching the game changed when he was in the game, J. Ellis. Well, I mean, what more do you want? The impact on the game.
Yeah.
It's sometimes more than the shot clock than the stat sheet will show. Go ahead.
Nah, I agree with you. Like, he's out the game, you're down 16 and 20. He's in the game, it's cut to 10.
Right.
And you see a lot of the shots people are making are off his dribble penetration. Then he has 6 assists, and he's also playing defense, and he gets a key block at the end to keep things close. So yeah.
Listen, I just think you got to give credit where credit is due, man. I don't necessarily think we're setting the bar low. I just think from what I saw, the game changed with Frank. I can't keep saying it enough because the game changed with Frank. So I will give him a 7 on that. How about Hazonia? What are you giving Hazonia tonight? 9 points, 5 boards, 50%. I thought Hazonia gave you some good minutes. What do you think?
I mean, he's honorable mention, I'll give him a 7.
I give him a 7 as well. I give him a 7 as well.
He's honorable mention. You just had to pick 3.
Yeah. I give Hazonia honorable mention as well. Certainly has been playing well.
Moutier, though. What do you think about Moutier, man? Because Moutier is a tough case. Because at one point defensively, he's not really giving you what you need.
I thought he killed us in the first half.
Yeah.
He killed us.
Killed us in the first half. Came to life in the second half on the offensive end.
Fourth quarter, I thought he had a good fourth.
Yeah.
He had a good fourth. Yeah. Moutier, I mean, obviously that's another honorable mention because I thought he did have a good fourth. You would have to give him a 7 as well. 19 points, 4 dimes. The shooting percentage wasn't that good. 3-point percentage wasn't good at all. 4 for 4 from the line. Tried to win it for us at the end. But he started slow. Started the game off slow. Wasn't getting us involved, and defense wasn't good at all. So I give him a 7, just giving him the benefit of the doubt. Quality of opponent over the 6.
Interesting to see. I really want to see if Moutier can put together a good defensive, like run like a few games of good defense, man. Like, because it's really what's keeping him from being like real silent. Like, when people saying, yes, that's my guy. You know what? Maybe I can take a chance on this guy.
Right.
Like, the defense has to be at least adequate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I hear that, man. I hear that. That's Moutier, Multiple Apples. What's going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat. What were your player ratings for Kevin Knox, Luke Kornet? What were your ratings for Frank Ntilikina, Emmanuel Moutier, Mario Hazonia? Leave it in the chat. Leave it in the comment section. Let us know what you guys thought about those guys tonight. And that was the player ratings segment of the show. Jay Ellis. All right, so we're moving along. We'll take some more calls. Get into some of the highlights from the college games. There was a couple good games from some of the Knicks prospects over the weekend, Knicks draft prospects, so we'll get into some of those highlights as well. Next man up is Steve from LI. He wants to talk about the game in general and Ben Simmons. Steve, what's going on, bro?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How you feeling, bro?
Good, man. Good. Hey, let me say before I start talking about our Knicks, man, I just want to point out how much Ben Simmons' defense was putrid, and was the biggest reason for our comeback. I mean, I want you guys to look at the highlights and watch how many times we blew by Ben Simmons, and after we scored, he just put his head down. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. I want you guys to look at the. I promise. It's funny. And I heard a lot of talk about how soft we are, and I agree, but that's for two reasons. And they are. Well, let me see. We're kids. We're young. We're young team in the NBA that don't bench press over 300 pounds like Oak and the boys did. and the closest, and you know what I'm saying, the closest person to our 90s Knicks is Ennis Kanter. And, you know, and he might not be around for too long yet. Yeah, and, of course, the rule changes. The rule changes affect us also. I mean, you can't do anything without getting tossed out of the game today.
I mean, listen, man.
All right, guys,
Courtney Lee.
What you guys got to say?
Appreciate it, Steve. I mean, listen, Jay Ellis. You got Courtney Lee on the bench in a suit. You got Lance Thomas. He's a captain of the team. He's not going to be getting no playing time. Get off the bench and throw a haymaker, man.
Lance Thomas got burned today.
He did.
He's still not doing nothing.
But he's not that important. Get off the bench and stand up for your team, man. You know, you got Cornette. Cornette's out there taking jawbreakers, man. He almost had his jaw broken on that one headbutt by Embiid, man. Somebody save him.
Hey, Lance, Brooklyn boy, Lance, I think you're important.
You know, Lance is from Brooklyn, man. You know?
Don't pay my guy from Brooklyn. Don't do that.
Give me an eye rake or something, JL, or something. You know? Come on, man.
No, somebody got to stand up. That's for sure. Man.
Somebody stand up for us, please.
Guy bullying our squad, and everybody just grinning and smiling.
Somebody stand up for us, please, man. All right, I'm gonna patch in Jamal from Jersey, JL. So I'm gonna throw it on you and just grab something to drink real quick. Jamal, how you feeling, bro?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good. How you feeling, man? You're on with Jay Ellis. The Jay Ellis and Jamal show is back.
Hey, JJ.
All right, no problem, man. What up, Jay? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. You enjoying this loft today? All right. What'd you think about the game, man?
I'm good. I just don't understand why some of our fans just keep giving Frank a hard time. Frank clearly controlled the pace. He even when he tried to get to the basket, everything was strong. He was decisive today, and I mean, I don't think there's nobody else on our team that made that play where he lost his shoe and hustled all the way back down and got the steal. Yeah. And we end up on the break as a result of it.
That was a big
I mean, I just don't understand. I don't understand how people viewing and just judging. It seems like if you ain't getting buckets, people can't really see your value these days.
Ding, ding, ding.
But Frank is definitely a keeper. All he needs is we need a trade where we sending out more players than what we get into, where he know he could get the time and his mind could be relaxed, and he'll develop and be everything that we need. Trust me, I'm not worried about Frank.
Oh yeah, no, I'm right.
And
I'm right
Kevin Knox.
Go ahead.
Kevin Knox showing he a big time player. He doing what he doing without even like commanding the ball. He usually goes stretches without getting it. He make the most out of his opportunities, and I'm just happy to see his growth. And like today was the best kind of loss you could have, where he get even more confidence in the team, play well and fight and show that we'll be a team to be reckoned with in due time.
Yeah, man.
And pretty much.
Yeah, Jamal.
I'm sorry. Pretty much, Moutier is just looking to create his own offense at this point. Frank is creating for himself and others. If the opportunities pass, it's time to move on from Moutier, move on from Kanter. He's selfish. He talking about he planned on making the All-Star and doing all. Everything was fine. He was fine with getting numbers on a bad team until his playing time got cut. And he's not a professional like Courtney Lee and the rest of these guys. So now he crying and eating 18 cheeseburgers the day before the game.
It was the stress.
Doing all of this
the
stuff
stress was too much to handle.
Like,
the stress was too much to handle for him.
It's just selfishness. We don't need that. He trying to go to Joe Kim Noah route where he gonna get himself banished from the team. Go wrestle. Go do what it is you never need to do. We just don't need that selfish because he's clearly showing he's selfish.
Oh man.
Yeah, true indeed. Appreciate the
I
call,
just
man.
wanted to know if you guys. All right, if you guys plan on having any more viewing parties or hitting any more games this year? If y'all do, just share it after we hang up.
Yeah, we supposed to. I gotta link up with Knicks Film School and them guys and see what the plan is. But I think we were supposed to. I think the plan was to do another watch party. In terms of games, I'm trying to get to that Mavs game, Jay Ellis. I don't know if you want to do a live on location, go to the game. I'm trying to get to that Mavs game. I got to see this Luka Doncic in person, man. I want to see what that kid's looking like, man.
I don't want to see that in person.
Knox versus Luka's a good ticket now. Don't sleep.
All right.
Don't sleep. And we played him tough in that first game, man.
We definitely did.
Yeah, man. So yeah, Jamal will definitely keep you guys posted on that. If anybody either wants to go to a game or we end up doing a watch party, we definitely keep y'all posted, man. That first watch party was off the chain. We had a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, it did. It was.
I had a lot of fun. All right, JL, so let's go to Tavi from VA. He wants to talk about Luke Cornett. Tavi, how you feeling, bro?
What's up, bros?
How you feeling?
So my question was about the play on Luke, where you got, I think, jabbed or essentially slammed to the ground by the Philly player. I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
So, in your opinion, do you think that was more of a bang play, or was that more of a dirty play?
I saw it as a dirty play. Because that's the type of player Embiid is. You know, it's like if Patrick Beverly did something like that. Patrick Beverly's a dirty player. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, those guys just don't get the benefit of the doubt because of their history. Presented by. And my fault. That was extremely loud. I'm trying to get these Cornette highlights. My fault. But yeah, that's just their history. That's just their history, man. So, you know, it is what it is. The referees will look at it. Hopefully, hopefully Embiid doesn't get that call again.
He was complaining to the referee, like after he did it, that I guess he was fouled on the other end or something. But
yeah, it was. He was, man. And appreciate the call, man. As we pull these Luke Cornett highlights up. I mean, what are you gonna do, JL? So we got no respect, man. It's like Rodney Dangerfield, man. No respect.
I'm waiting for Mitch to get back on the court.
Goon Squad, let's go.
Squad, Louisiana gangster.
Let's go.
Back on the court. Next season, he's gonna hit the weight room. He's gonna come back brolic, and he's gonna be pressing dude.
Let's go.
He's already pressing dude.
That's right. And he's a rookie. He's 18 years old, man.
He's 18 years old.
Pulling up on the Morris twins. Like, what's really good? What y'all want to do?
I think I might outweigh him by like a pound or two, and he's still pressing me. So watch next season. Watch.
Absolutely, man.
That ain't happening with no Embiid versus He's gonna step up.
Nah, not at all, man. All right, let's go to Omar from Manhattan. Wants to talk about the game and the young guys moving forward. Omar, how you feeling, bro?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good. How you feeling, bro?
First, CP got to call you out.
Oh man, what'd I do, man?
You did it.
We're concentrating. We're concentrating too much on Embiid. This is 20 years ago would have been nothing. Who cares if throw a couple elbows? That's typical basketball. He looks like a choir boy.
But if we not clapping back, Omar, come on, man. We gotta clap. Nah, he's dirty, man. He's dirty, man. He's dirty.
You on that one.
Listen.
He's dirty, man.
The refs just have to keep it under control. He deserved the tech. After he, went back and butted heads with Cornette. You just got to put that under control. But you know what? Highlight the positive from that. Cornette isn't soft. He didn't back down. He's actually, kind of frisky. And he accepts it and he goes right back at him.
Yeah. I gave him credit. I gave Cornette credit. I said he had a gritty game. He definitely had a gritty game. I was proud of his effort.
Of course, you guys definitely giving him his due. But I'm saying, even from that last Philly game, when he got, his nose broken from Embiid, the fact that he still hasn't backed down from him, that says something to the kid.
Yeah.
I mean, he's, 7'1", doughy, has no muscles, but he ain't scared.
He said doughy. He said doughy, Jails.
He is, man. He looks like a lot of marshmallow fluff. Like he needs to hit the weight room with the rest of them, with Knox and Mitchell and all these guys. But you know,
like marshmallows.
The thing about Cornette, guys, is that he's obviously like we said, he's like a poor man's KP.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's a plus 25 tonight against Embiid, that just highlights Embiid's weakness in guarding the perimeter.
Yep.
And the thing about Cornette, you gotta like distinguish from, let's say, other bigs who can shoot. Like, Vonleh's been solid. Like, he can hit an open three. But Cornette has that quick trigger. Got that quick release.
Yes.
Vonleh doesn't really have that. And the difference in that is that quick trigger really, really stretches the floor.
Yep.
Where, like, you can't leave him.
Yep.
Like, you can't just try to rotate off of him. You got to stick a body on him. And when you see how that opens things up, those backdoor cuts that you see with Hezonja and Knox now, and Moutier, that's like the KP element that gets me excited because you see Knox playing well with that. And, KP got that quick trigger that really stretches the floor for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And, when I think KP gets back, how he fits with Knox and how you see Frank has played well with KP in the past, I think that's the most promising thing. I don't know why guys, just to segue into Frank, are so down on him. He was 20 years old. People have been so excited about Trier. Trier's actually older than Moutier. He's actually a couple months older than Moutier.
That's crazy.
Trier kind of is what he is. And to be honest, are you guys married to him this offseason? We have a team option for next season. Do you necessarily want to bring him back at 3-point-something million, whatever it is? That's like a lottery picks money.
That's what he's making. I would still keep ISO though.
Yeah, I would still keep him too.
I would still keep him, and you can keep him and sign him using like your exception or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily married to him because I don't know where he's going and his style. Like if you look back to his days with Arizona, he had DeAndre Ayton on his team and Lauri Markkanen. And the biggest thing about him, and I watched a lot of them, was that he never got those two young bigs involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like to think about that down the line, like with KP and Knox, and like the fact that he doesn't get those other guys involved as a guard himself, I don't think we have to necessarily be automatically married to him. And the other thing with Knox today is like efficient. He got stronger as the game went on. I thought early on, like he really struggled defensively. He got caught in a couple one-on-ones with Butler and Simmons. And they took it to him. That he got stronger as the game went on, and his body just looks a little stronger. He's finishing through contact now, and his defense. I thought by the end of the game, he was playing pretty well. Like he was in the right place. He's keeping guys in front of him. Got a few deflections, couple steals. I think we just got to keep featuring them, and people got to stop worrying about the minutes. They were missing Kanter and Hardaway today, and they're only playing one game this upcoming week, and he had it rolling. That's the time when you need to push him. I got to ask you guys something.
Mm-hmm.
Of Vonleh, Cornette, Moutier, we'll throw in Burke and Hezonja. If you could only keep one of them, who would you keep?
Oof.
He said Vonleh.
And consider the money involved. So consider that like
you said Vonleh
will cost
Cornette,
let's say $7 million.
Burke and Hezonja.
Oh, now it's between Vonleh and Cornette, really. And Cornette is coming on pretty. It might be Cornette at this point, actually. To me, it's Vonleh,
I think
Vonleh and Cornette.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, what do you think, CP?
I think realistically, could very well be Cornette, because he's going to be the cheapest. You might end up, depending on how they prioritize his money. I believe Vonleh is only getting maybe $1.5 million, if I'm not mistaken. But he's going to end up getting a big pay raise. Cornette's also getting, I think, 1.5. But Vonleh may end up going above the Knicks' budget, depending on what they have for him. I don't know. We don't know.
Here's the thing, CP. If Cornette keeps putting up 23 points against premier centers,
that's true too,
and playing defense,
then
his price can go up as well.
His price might go up as well, man. It's a good question. It's going to come down to those two, I believe, though.
Yeah. I think with the money involved, I think it'd probably be Cornet because he'd be significantly cheaper than Vonleh and Moutier. I mean, Moutier, to be honest, guys, I got to tell you, like, he's just kind of a stat stuffer. His defense is so bad, if you guys really notice, that they don't even trust him to guard point guards anymore.
Yeah, we do.
They always put him on the off guard because
his defense.
He might be the weakest defensive player on the team, and that's saying something.
It's a battle between him and Timmy
because he can't even guard point guards. Huh?
Yeah,
between him and Timmy, the defensive rating of that tandem is ridiculous.
It's a battle between him and Timmy.
And he just he has a lot of his numbers come like when we're down 20, and he doesn't really get other guys involved. What is he averaging? 3-4 assists a game, and he doesn't stretch the floor. He's not a knockdown shooter. I guess if Cornet we can get him back at something like $2 million or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or veterans minimum.
Cornet and Vonleh are basically making the same.
Because
he gets. I would say he does get guys involved in stretches. At
times.
He does get guys involved in stretches. I'm not going to say.
I don't know, man.
But his defense is still.
Your point guard should not be taking 17 shots in 27 minutes or 21 shots in 30 minutes like he has these last couple games. With Cornet, he's going to be a backup big. And Vonleh, maybe a backup big, maybe a starting big. I like Vonleh a lot. Like, he is, the ideal complement to KP.
Yeah.
But Cornet, he actually is kind of a matchup problem, kind of like a Mehmet Okur. Do you guys remember?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I remember him.
Or a Jonas Jerebko. He could be that kind of backup big where, he really stretches the floor and can drain a couple threes for you. I think it might be Cornet. But yeah, like I said, back to Frank, we gotta just preach patience. He's younger than some of the rookies that came in this year, and some of the rookies that are coming in next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, if his prime is a guy who plays maybe not a starter, but 25, 27 minutes a game, and he's giving you great defense, 10 points, 5 assists, you wouldn't sign up for that. He was a number 8 pick. He wasn't a top 3 pick.
I would definitely sign up for
it. He's a good kid, and he's a good teammate. That's a quality. Marcus Smart was the 4th pick in the draft. He's an awful offensive player and a good defensive player. They love him over there. We got to give him time,
Got to give him some time. No, I hear that. Good call, Omar.
All right, man. Take it easy, guys. Have a good rest of your Sunday.
Yeah, man. Have a good week, bro.
All right.
That was Omar from Manhattan. Yeah, I mean, listen, Jay. I think one of the things is that Vonleh gives us a bit more versatility in terms of offensively and defensively in terms of what he can do.
Yeah, he plugs in a lot of holes.
Cornet, as Omar alluded to, you have to respect his shot. They don't respect Vonleh's shot, even though he can knock down a 3. Cornet, you have to respect him. And so he opens the floor that much more. He'll keep the paint open. So it's a lot. It's a lot of pros and cons of both guys, man. I think Cornet has really impressed me as well, man. Because even when we got him last year, it was kind of like what he's doing this year is what I had hoped he would do when we got him. You know what I'm saying? It was like, can he be that stretch 4 or 5, and can he defend at this level and really hang with the big dogs? You know what I'm saying, at this level, and he's impressive, man. He's been impressive.
Exactly. Now I'm with you.
Yeah, man.
He's a rebound. Like I said, it's still the rebounds.
Yeah.
Because if this guy can give us 8-9 rebounds a game, then right next to KP, you good, done. You know what I'm saying? A guy can stretch the floor and play defense and bang with the big guys. Yeah. You just got to get those rebounds up.
True indeed. All right, let's go to Paul from L.A. He wants to talk about Frank and Kevin Knox. Paul, how you feeling, bro?
I'm good, fellas. It's good to talk to you guys.
Good to talk to you, man.
I had a chance to speak to Jay Ellis a while back.
Okay.
When he was on his own one night. We went back and forth about Frank for a good 10 minutes.
Is this Paul from the chat? What's your YouTube channel?
Yeah, man. It's Paul from the chat, brother.
Okay.
I've been a little active today because, it was a decent game. It was entertaining. I enjoy watching today's game.
Same here. Right. Same here, man.
But listen, CP, I heard you say a couple of days ago that you were totally off the Frank bandwagon, man.
Yeah.
He had one, halfway decent game today, and it sounds like you're right back on.
No, this is what I said. This is what I said. This is what I said. No. Let me correct myself. This is what I said. They asked me, Jay Ellis, what they asked me. Somebody asked if I thought he was gonna be the point guard of the future. Do I think he will be that guy that can lead this team on full 48 minutes? I don't. I still think he'll be a solid role-playing backup guard or wherever you want to put him. I still think he can help this team in multiple ways. It just may not be as the primary point guard on this team. That's what I said.
Well, like they say, great minds think alike. Me and you are on the same path because I definitely think he's a valuable asset, even on a good team.
Yeah.
I think you need guys like him.
Absolutely.
As a lead point guard, no, absolutely not. I'm telling you, man, we have some decent young players. And if we had a good lead guard right now, they would be looking so much better. Like some of these games where Knox disappears in the second half, you wouldn't have that because the ball distribution would be so much better if we had a real point guard. He would be setting this kid up, and he wouldn't just disappear, standing off in the corner on the three-point line, not getting the ball in the second half because Moutier and ISO and all these other dudes are trying to pump their numbers, man, and not kicking the ball around.
Yeah.
Knox, creating all his own offense in the first half. He's like, why does this kid disappear in the second half? Because he's standing off in the corner on the three-point line, and the ball's not coming back his way.
Timmy's throwing those shots up. As Timmy's throwing those shots.
Right. Oh, my God. Please don't even get me started on Timmy, man, because, but look, it's not really Timmy's fault. He's sort of a victim of circumstances and his own inflated ego. Because if we had all of our players, right, and we had maybe another decent player, after we pick up a free agent this summer, he would probably be a third or fourth option.
Yep.
And as a third or fourth option, if he was that guy standing up in the corner, waiting for the ball to swing back around and be in the spot up three, I wouldn't have no problems because I think he's probably pretty decent at that. And he would look a lot better. When he's trying to create his own offense, with his weak handle is when he gets into trouble.
Go ahead, JLs.
Because he gets stripped every fourth quarter. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Saying?
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, because I think we could all see that in not short time here, his offensive IQ was already higher than Tim Hardaway Jr.'s. Is it anybody agree with this?
Yes.
Absolutely.
100.
So at what point does Fizz go, all right, me running it through Knox instead of, you know what I'm saying? If he...
Yeah, I totally hear what you're saying. I think part of the problem, though, is Fizz's history, right? Fizz lost the job over alienating a lead player. Yeah. And I got to think that plays some little part in the way he handles Timmy. Now, Timmy just got signed to a big contract, so clearly somebody in the front office thinks Timmy is a big part of our future.
Mills.
Can he really afford to have his second job become an issue with one of the lead players, right? Because I think Timmy has a mentality he thinks he's really good, and I think he won't take it well if you and I can look at a situation Timmy just took 3 really stupid shots, sit him, right? Fizz has got to be thinking, do I really want to have my second job in the NBA where I'm getting off to a bad start with one of the lead players, and now I got a problem with this dude? The same thing with Kanter a little bit, where that situation had to be managed a little bit differently because Kanter's not really considered a part of the future. So I think he can sit Kanter, and it's not nobody's going to really get at him for that, right? Because clearly Kanter's not somebody who's going to be on the team going forward. Timmy's got to be handled a lot differently, and I think Fizz's past, that whole situation with Gasol, kind of affects the way he deals with Timmy.
I think that's
a fair point. It does.
I think that's a fair point. Yeah. You have to manage. Everybody's got to get managed differently. It's just how it goes. The guys that make the money, the guys that have the ego. You just lost the job.
Yeah. Partly due to the fact that you had a problem with one of the star players. You can't come on your next contract and immediately get off to a bad start with the only real star we have right now, and that's Timmy.
Yeah.
That's got to be a part of it. And clearly the front office thought something of this dude. They gave him all that money.
Yeah, that was Mills, man. Go ahead, JLs.
No, I was pretty much agreeing with everything you said. I mentioned that before. Every time something happened with Kanter, I kept saying Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol. And even when we brought up Luke Cornett earlier, and I'm thinking, and everybody else is thinking, all right, we need to start Luke Cornett because we kind of figure he's going to be better defensively. But we have to at least pretend to give Kanter a chance. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, it's going to be Marc Gasol all over again.
It's true.
And that's pretty much what the coach did. He kind of like waited 3 games. Like,
but the difference is that Marc Gasol wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Marc Gasol wasn't going anywhere. Kanter's not going to be here.
No, he's not. But Kanter's also a big
That's
personality. Kanter's also a big personality.
Yes. It's true indeed.
Like, he's not going to sit quietly. Like, he did eventually because Mills got at him a little bit in the meeting. But, you know, Fizz did it the right way. He did it the right way. He did what he could and managed the situation. He learned from what he did in March with the Memphis Grizzlies.
True indeed.
Right, and I just really think that plays a big part in the way Timmy is being handled. I don't agree with it, but I can certainly understand what Fizz's thinking is in terms of the way he handles Timmy as opposed to the way we look at it and say, yo, sit that dude. Like all these other guards like have had a few games off or whatever. Timmy definitely needed to sit for a few games to think about what he was doing.
Yo, I actually think that he likes Timmy that much, yo. I think he's really blind to what Timmy's doing, man. I think so, man. I don't know. Like I know he can see.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. It's the same reason he's blind to Moutier. Like I feel like sometimes he has his favorites. Like there was a point when
could be right, JLs.
There was a point when he mentioned about sitting Tim Hardaway Jr. because of the plantar fasciitis, and he immediately, without a thought in his mind, was like, "We need him." Like, he was really, like the tone was like, "No,
yeah.
Like the world is over if Timmy sits with like no." It's not. But I think he actually likes. I think he actually really thinks that we need. I mean, granted, Timmy does play a big role in this, and is for all of his shortcomings. We generally score more. We score 2 points more when he's on the floor than when he's off the floor. So there's some truth to that.
Okay, but, yeah. Timmy's a weapon, and if Timmy were used properly, right, and we had like I said, a really good point guard who would set this kid's shots up instead of him trying to create his own offense with that terrible dribble of his, especially in key moments. Man, how many times has Timmy been stripped in the fourth quarter in key moments when he's trying to create his own offense?
Yeah,
like, you know, if my father was Tim Hardaway Sr., there's no way in the world I could have such a weak handle. Like, I don't believe that.
Yeah, man.
But he does.
No crossover
and it's tragic.
A lot of stripping still, like Sin City.
But if we had a real point guard that was penetrating and kicking out to Timmy,
it
would be a whole different story.
That's true. I appreciate the call, Paul. Thanks for the call, man. Listen, I think what Paul said here in regards to Frank, in regards to Timmy, once this team elevates and gets more talent around it, whether that's Kevin Knox taking a leap or hell freezing over and Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving comes here, you're going to see the value of a Frank, of a Timmy more so once the team elevates its talent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
We're a good point guard. We definitely need a point guard who's going to be able to put pressure on some of these opposing guards and set people up. I'm still. I know everybody else has pegged Frank as either a bust or a backup.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like there's a spectrum there. There's a spectrum, not an all-star. I feel like there's a chance he could still be a starting point guard, and it's still too early to tell. Like to me, but not to say that he definitely will be, but I still think there's a notch above backup.
Yeah.
That he, personally.
Yeah. Hey, fair enough. You know, I can't say it's wrong. It's still early, man. All right, let's go to Zay from Maryland. He wants to talk about the Moutier, Knox, and Frank dynamic. Zay, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Chilling. How you feeling, bro?
How y'all feeling?
Pretty good.
All right.
Good. Yeah, just wanted to kind of just bring some attention to, I guess, just get my opinion on it, because I know a lot of people are hard on Moutier now, saying, "Oh, he only likes to look for his own points or look for his own stats." But the NBA now, you don't find that many point guards that strictly just pass the ball around, move the ball around, because you're not respected. So Moutier has to attack in order to open up for the other teammates. I think his best games where he was scoring the 30-point games, he's had like 9 assists a few times. The 9 assists, I think he had 6 before. Those games that he's had, the great games, has been with him attacking first.
I agree.
So, I mean, that's kind of the difference. It's the difference between, hey, let me make sure everyone else. Yeah, Frank does that, but that's also what's bad about Frank is giving the ball up too much to where the other defense doesn't respect his shot. So now they can just play 4 and 5 defense. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's cool to say, oh, Moutier only creates his own shot, but it's not true. He has to be aggressive first, and then once they start respecting his shot, it opens it up for a Knox that's coming off a screen or a Timmy that I don't know what Timmy does. Timmy's just a lost cause kind of right now until we get like somebody else, KP back. But that's just kind of my opinion. I mean, what y'all think about that? Like, is there really a thing where you say, oh yeah, well, Moutier is not like being a solid point guard for the Knicks currently, for like what we currently have? Because imagine Moutier next to KP and Kevin Knox next year. I think a lot of it is also just we need consistency. We've been a temp agency for the past 5 years.
Big time.
We need some type of consistency. So everybody say, oh yeah, let's get rid of everybody and bring in a bunch of more free agents and whatever. Like, we need some type of consistent team to build a system. A lot of these systems have been built over 3-4 years. It's not let's put a bunch of free agents together and we win.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jails.
I mean, what's your opinion?
Nah, it's 2 parts. It's like you want to have consistency. I definitely agree with you. Or you also want to have consistency with the right guys. Like, so it's a 2-part system, which is partly why I don't want to get rid of Bonley, because I feel like he's a right guy that you want to actually keep around.
I feel like he's a winning piece.
Yeah,
I just feel like he's a winning piece.
But Moutier is still on the bubble. He's still on the bubble. He definitely proved some things this season, but he's on the bubble. And depending on what happens on this second half, it can go either way for Moutier. I like the offensive production. He's been leading the team scoring recently. But the defense has to step up to respect.
Yeah, I think defensively he leaves a lot to be desired. Offensively, we've seen some good games from Moody, both as a distributor and as a late game scorer. We've seen some fourth quarter clutch performances from Moutier. The Chicago game sticks out. The Pelicans game, the Hornets game where him and Cornette led that comeback. So we've seen some good things from Moutier. But I think sometimes he gets a little selfish, in looking for his own shot, and sometimes, he just can't finish around the rim, things of that nature. But defensively, I think is where he has to pick it up.
Yeah, I feel like he has to, though. It's kind of like rec ball, right? Mm-hmm. Where you think everyone, when you started off, everyone is new to everyone on the team. But as soon as you give that person the ball, the one guy that you haven't seen before, as soon as you give him like 2 or 3 shots and he doesn't make those 2 or 3 shots, then it's like, all right, I got to be selfish. He ain't getting the ball no more. I think that's kind of what it is too. Like, how many times, from Moutier's standpoint, is he going to give the ball up to another team mate and they don't make the shot? They don't hit the shot. So it's like, all right, now I got to try to be aggressive, try to pull the foul, or try to do something else because our shots are not dropping. So it's kind of like a mixture between the two in regards to I could share the ball, but if no one's hitting the shot, who's gonna take the shot then? And then Frank, I mean, I like Frank's game today. I like Frank's game today. I think he played a great game, even though he only scored 8 points. But it was kind of, I thought he scored more than that just the way he was playing. He was playing way more aggressive. And it really looked great. But I just feel like we need to really center around one person. We have too many people that's, this person has a good game, that person has a good game. We need to have one premier person that gets the ball down crunch time, one premier person that gets the ball.
Need Kristaps Porzingis, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Would not.
Oh, Kevin may turn into that guy. That's what we.
I think Knox is going to be the closeout guy before Porzingis is. To be honest with you,
yeah.
I can see it really happening. Like it really depends on whether or not the coach gives him the job or not. But I've seen Knox hit a lot more clutch shots. Not even clutch shots, but just shots that are important in his rookie season so far, like pretty consistently without even a thought. Just like open.
That last minute step back shot that he hit was crazy.
Man. That little three when he shook Embiid.
I didn't even think he was gonna hit it.
I was like, whoa, what? That's the second time I've seen him do that.
Knox takes a lot of contested shots and he makes them, man. He's not afraid, bro.
Yeah, but that wasn't. I mean, it wasn't contested. It was just because he got that separation off of Embiid. Embiid wasn't closing out to the three. Yeah. But it was just the degree of difficulty of that.
Facts.
Like, I didn't know he had to step back in his arsenal.
Yeah, man. All right, Zay, appreciate the
call,
bro.
I feel like right now it's just good. Oh, yeah, go ahead then. All right.
All right, man. Appreciate it, bro.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, that was my guy, Zay from Maryland.
Yeah.
He said, Robin says the last three Knox took was the Harden double step back. He stepped back twice.
That was not the Harden double step. That was not the Harden double step. You know what's funny?
The Harden slide.
I actually looked at it in slow motion no, it wasn't. It was actually legit. Because now that that's happened, I look at that step back every single time.
Oh, my goodness, man. He gets away with it. Then you seen Steph Curry the other day snitching on him. Like, stop snitching, Steph.
That.
You know what I mean? Shout out Brandon Sims for the subscribe. Shout out everybody in the chat rocking with us, man. Subscribe to the channels. If you're new in the chat, give us a hashtag new. Subscribe to the Nick of Time show. Subscribe to KnicksFanTV. You know, this is what we do, man. Post-game live stream analysis. You heard from a lot of good callers tonight. A lot of good calls coming in a good loss, JLs. This was a moral victory Sunday.
Moral victory. No one wanted to jump off a break. That first quarter, I thought everybody was going to jump. But he did.
You would have thought we won the game the way we talking, JLs, but it was a good loss, man.
We mad chipper.
You were mad chipper because it was an early game. You know, we could get back to our Sunday after this, and you got to go record the podcast. I know that. So
yeah, I got part 2 coming.
Yeah, man. So Dave, we'll shut the phones down. We got a couple more minutes. We'll get to the Q&A on the sheet from the chat. Shout out everybody in the chat one more time. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys, whether you're watching on KnicksFanTV Nick of Time show. JLs, how we looking on the Facebook comments?
Let's see. We got Ronaldo was good. Ronaldo says we need to start trading some guys.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Ronnie Mack has a Bernard. He said Bernard King is a good mentor. Yeah, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, for Knox, not bad. It seems so.
Yeah.
Seems so. I'm glad that they have him around. Now retire his jersey.
That's a fact, man. And not retire Knox jersey someday.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So shout out everybody watching on Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, Twitch, wherever you guys are watching from. We had some Knicks prospects had some pretty good games on Saturday, JLs. Cam Reddish, to name a few, had his best game as a Duke Blue Devil. Coincidentally came on the back of Zion leaving after the first half. Zion got poked in the eye, and Cam Reddish saved the Blue Devils from being upset at Florida State with a 23-point performance, including a buzzer beater. Listen, some guys like Reddish as a prospect, man. Who's Mark is one guy that sticks out, but he had a good game, JLs. Had a good game, man.
Yeah, man. And listen, the mark of a champion is a guy who can step up in clutch minutes. If you step on clutch minutes, then you might be able to be that guy someday on the next level. So
facts.
Good with the Cam hitting that.
Yeah, man. I thought his jumper was nice. I thought defensively he was good. He got the ball around. He has that length, man. You like that length that he displays out there, that 6'8" frame. You know, I asked a lot of people on Twitter after this game what they thought his NBA position would be. We had a lot of mix between the 2 and the 3. Some people still clung to the point guard aspirations, but listen, I mean, if this is the guy at, the 4 or 5 slot, if we're picking at that point, I don't think we can lose at any of these slots, man. 1 through 4, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because if you're thinking about taking this guy at the 2, and an eventual starter, and you're thinking about a guy like Frank, him, and Kevin Knox as your three on the perimeter, that's some good length right there. And guys that can bring the ball up. That's a good versatility.
It is. I mean, I don't know that much about Cam as of yet, but isn't he not engaged all the time? Like kind of what Knox.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
The same thing with Knox. So you like that's what worries me about the 3-4 the after one spot. Those guys are shaky with being engaged with the exception of Ja maybe.
Right.
But even Ja's not engaged sometimes on off ball. But
right.
Everybody. But I mean, they're all good prospects and all on the offensive end. I just hope I hope we get some two-way players. I like two-way players.
Yeah, that's what it's seeming like, man. That's what it's seeming like. But hey, listen, he hit the buzzer beater on Saturday. Had a good game. You know, whether you want to argue his lack of production is based on Barrett and Zion getting the bulk of the looks. And listen, RJ, you know, not to underscore or discredit what RJ Barrett did. RJ Barrett had an excellent game yesterday against Florida State as well. I think, you know, in terms of NBA ready, RJ Barrett, he's ready to go, man. He's ready to go. He reminds me of kind of like DeMar DeRozan a little bit.
Okay.
Reminds me of DeMar DeRozan. I like RJ Barrett's game as well, man. I like his game as well. He's a little bit tunnel vision, which, you know, you're a little bit concerned with. Obviously, you hope that improves at the pro level. Well, RJ Barrett would be a good prospect too, man. I think he'd be a good prospect for us too. I really don't think 1 through 5. I do not think we can lose here. 1 through 4, at least, JLs. I don't think we can lose.
I don't think so either, and that's most likely what we're picking.
Yeah. Yeah, man. SS Television says, I don't understand all this talk about other people like Zion doesn't exist. Yo, we talked about Zion the last 3 shows. He just didn't play this game.
Is this your first time listening?
Yeah. Is this your first time on the show, SS Television? Are you new here?
You talk about Zion every time.
All the time, man.
Every episode.
Zion gets plenty of love on this show. He's an obvious unanimous #1 pick, in my opinion. But he didn't play. He barely played in the game. He left in the first half. So Cam Reddish was a story, and we cover the stories. Now, John Morant, not to be unnoticed, J. Ellis had another good game.
Yeah.
Against Southeastern Missouri State, dropped 17 points, 14 dimes.
John Vince.
Yeah. Hey. Here's another guy, point guard prospect, who you got to take a serious look at, man. You got to take a serious look at him. You know what I'm saying?
I like him a lot. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
He's got that dog in him, man. I just like his competitive nature.
I like the dog point guards, man.
Yeah.
I like how people were saying getting on me for liking Sexton last season. I like Sexton. I like De'Aaron Fox for the same reason when he was coming up.
I love De'Aaron Fox. Loved him.
Yeah, and I was kind of one of the guys who liked De'Aaron over Lonzo, and
I did.
I did too. I think I'm looking nice right now. We'll see Lonzo together though. But yeah, I like those type of point guards. And the thing is, he has court vision. I think that's what it really is.
Yes. Yes.
He's an attack point guard with court vision, which is something that would fit nicely with this team.
I like that, man.
Somebody could get other people easy buckets.
What do you say? Some people are hating. Some people knock him for his lack of competition. I don't see that as being a problem. What do you think about that?
I don't think it's a problem either. I mean, I don't remember. He actually played a few games with high caliber
teams. That Auburn game was a good game for him.
And he played well. So
yeah, Auburn's defense is top ranked in the country. Not all the way at the top, but they're top 10 for sure.
So if he laid an egg, then okay. Yeah, but he played well. And even if he laid an egg, he's like, okay, you still might give him a little bit better, but he played well. So
yeah, I don't. First of all, Murray State is a mid-major. They will probably make the tournament, and they could win a couple games. Listen, Dame Dollars went to Weber State. CJ went to Lehigh. If you could ball, you could ball, man. That's how I see it. I don't worry about what school he went to. If you can ball, you can ball. And this guy he's a baller. He's a baller, man.
That's a fact.
So, Paul Quick in the chat, lots of players went to small schools, man. Lots of players went to small schools, so I don't subscribe to that he's playing against lesser competition. He's still playing against some good schools, man. Yeah. We don't subscribe to that, but we would like you to subscribe to our channel. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, those were two of the guys that had, pretty standout games. I didn't get the Culver highlights, but Culver is another guy. If you're thinking about, your top 5 prospects, you might throw Culver in there at the 5. Nasir Little is a guy that I'm going to take a look at starting this week as well. UNC, they also had a game I didn't get to see. Chick George says Langford from Indiana. I saw a couple games with him. Hey, he's not bad. He's not bad.
So people like Langford hit. Langford as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all these guys are gonna get a more thorough look as we head into March Madness and we wrap up this Knicks tank season and see where we end up. But hey, the Knicks are doing what they need to be doing. We're still locked in the 3rd slot in the tankathon, and I think that's all you can really ask for, JL, is competitive losses like we saw today, man.
Well, that's all we can ask for, man. And we got another ping pong ball. Might be on the road to Zion. Who knows?
Who knows?
Or whoever else, Barrett or Ja, whatever, Cam. We're good. We're in a good position.
Well, I think we're in a good place, man.
We're in a good position. Lose or lose, next season we're looking good with KP back, a top draft pick, and maybe a free agent.
That's it. That's it, man. All right, let's get to the chat Q&A. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hit a thumbs up for your boys. Hit that like button. For those of you who missed the show live, the next live show, the replay of the show will be 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll run it again at midnight. We'll run it again at 6 a.m. And we'll run it again at 12 noon the next day. So that gives you guys a chance to chat with each other and keep the chat going while you listen to me and JL's blab about the Knicks. All right, JL's first question of the night goes to CH. He says, if this is a development year and everything is for next year, shouldn't the guys that's in the plan to be here play the majority of the time no matter what?
No matter what?
Yeah.
Listen, here's the thing, with a team that has a professional coaching, they have to at least pretend like they're trying to win, because that's just a bad precedent from the jump. So I feel like they're kind of doing it right. At the beginning of the season, you play some of these veterans, try to make a push, see what we can do, see if we can surprise people, see if we even surprise ourselves, right? And if that doesn't happen, we're not surprising ourselves, we're not in the playoff hunt, then what we're doing right now is fine. Luke Cornett is been our starting.
Yeah, what more do you want?
We're and
are you not entertained?
Yeah, it's been happening in December. When Jeff Hornacek was here, that wasn't happening this soon. This is happening after All-Star break.
We still had Jared Jack out there trying to make a playoff push.
Yeah, that happened after All-Star break. After the GMs came down and talked to him. He didn't even do it with his own free will. So
yeah.
I feel like we're doing that right now, man.
I think so. Next question from LPDO24. He says, great content. Shout out to the chat. Shout out LPDO. Appreciate the support. He says, if we don't make any moves by the trade deadline, what's your preferred starting lineup to close out the second half, JLs?
Oh, by the trade deadline?
Yeah. If we don't make any moves, what's your preferred starting lineup to close the season?
My preferred is Frank. Let's see. Frank, Dotson, Knox, Vonleh, Cornett.
I agree. Frank, Dotson, Knox, Vonleh, Cornett would be, or Mitch if he can ever get healthy.
Yeah.
If he can ever get healthy.
Yeah. I'm still going Cornett first.
Yeah, Cornett. I think Mitch. Let Mitch develop, man. Let Mitch develop and get healthy. We don't want to run Mitch down into the ground with these nagging injuries. I already knew that shit was going to happen. But I agree with that lineup. Frank, Dotson, Kevin Knox, Noah Vonleh, Luke Cornett. What do you guys think in the chat? What would be your end of the season second half lineup what's your preferred lineup? Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comment section. Next question, JLCP, the artist. He says, I believe the Knicks should draft R.J. Barrett since the production of Dotson Trier isn't enough. Plus, R.J. is 2 inches taller with a higher ceiling than Zion. What do you think, JLs?
If I had the first pick, I'm taking Zion.
Yeah, if I had this first pick, I'm taking Zion. But listen, I'm not knocking R.J. Barrett as a prospect. I think he's going to be a good pro at the next level. He's a gamer. He's an offensive weapon that we're looking for in terms of consistency. Obviously, like I said, you want to see a bit more facilitating on his end, a little less tunnel vision. But I think, as CP the artist alluded to, his size, I think he's like 6'8" or so, 6'8" or so, man.
Yeah.
That's good size at the 2. That's good size at the 2.
Defense to be desired, though. His defense really scares me.
Who?
Barrett.
Oh, yeah.
He has that Timmy defense.
Yeah, he's got that Timmy. He's 6'7". 6'7" he's listed at. I don't mind him as a prospect.
I'm scared, though. I'm a little scared. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little scared about his defense collapse. I'm not going to lie. It worries me a lot.
Maybe. I still like Zion as the number 1 pick, though. Still, I would still take him over R.J. Barrett as the number 1 pick because I think he's going to be a beast. I think he's going to be a beast. I think he's going to be one of those unstoppable players. Absolutely, yeah. Alex Collins says no R.J. He's off the R.J. bandwagon. Rome Data Takeover 737. He says, "What do you want the Knicks to learn during this European trip?" What do I want them to learn? What will they learn? They're going to play a banged-up Wizards team with no John Wall, no Kanter. I'm glad I'm not going to that game. I was considering it. What do I want them to learn?
Defense.
Yeah, learn some defense. Come back with some defense.
I want them to learn. At the end of the year, they need to play better pick and roll defense.
Yeah.
I need Moody to play better defense, and I want them to move the ball more.
Yeah. If you put it that way, man. JL, there's somebody in the chat that says they don't speak English, but I guess they're a fan of the show. Tell them press that thumbs up. I think he speaks Spanish.
I don't know Spanish. Let's get Google Translate up.
Google Translate. Hablo español. Hola. What do I want him to learn on the European trip? The Queen's English, I guess. He says, do you think Kanter will be traded by the time the Knicks get back from London? 50-50 at this point.
Yeah.
50-50 at this point. Alex Collins, you going to London? Are you still going to the London game? I know there's a big contingent going out there. Knicks France is going out there. Knicks Germany is going out there. So that will be that'll be a good time, man. That will definitely be a good time. Shout out to everybody going to London. I wish it was going to be a good game, but that's neither here nor there. All right, JL, let's wrap up. I know you got your podcast to get to.
Yep.
You got bigger and better things to get to, Jay Ellis. We know this. We know these things. But it was a good show, man. Definitely a good show. Welcome back, Jay Ellis. All right, close it out, man.
Oh, yeah. Definitely check out the podcast. I really didn't have a chance to really promote it like I did this week. It's crazy. But check out the podcast right now. Check out the last episode, mind you, that we dropped on Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever. It's on YouTube, so you can just click right over, and the Knick Time podcast has all the episodes right there lined up. Also, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You see all the little icons right there. That's where I am. And my links in the description in my YouTube as well. Facebook, the Knick Time Podcast. Instagram, the Knick of Time Show. Twitter, the KOT Show. Links are in the description. All of those. Also, SoundCloud and iTunes. If you want to get the podcast faster, those drop on Tuesday. The videos always drop Wednesday or Thursday. And if you need merch, I got you covered for Zingod hat. I have Zingod's hat. I got hoodies and t-shirts as well. Links in the description for that as well. Just go to the knickoftimeshow.com and you can find it. It's /catalog. But if you go to nicktimeshow.com and hit store, you'll find it. Or if you just go to the link in my YouTube description, you'll find it as well. And back to you, CP.
All right, appreciate you, JL. It's a good show as usual. And shout out to everybody that came through, man. All the loyal supporters, man. Can't thank you guys enough. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Like I said, it's your support. It's the way you guys support the show. It's how this show gets more and more people in the chat, gets more new people on the phones, and gets more people watching our content, listening to the podcast. So continue to support. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe and share these videos with your fellow Knicks fans. You can follow me. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at KnicksFanTV. Very easy to find, and I'm always on talking Knicks. This show is available in podcast form under KnicksFanTV on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. So if you're an audiophile, if you like podcasts, if it's easier than YouTube, check us out under KnicksFanTV, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and iTunes, man. So, yeah, man, appreciate everybody for coming through one more time. Ben Morley, appreciate it. I guess Ben's out in the UK, so he'll be at the game. Shout out everybody in the UK that was able to actually watch the game and watch the show when it's not too late over in the UK. So, shout out to you guys. Armin, appreciate it. Shout out Ari for calling in. Jamal for calling in. Reaper, man, appreciate you for coming through. Who you got, JLs?
Oh, man, I got. Yeah.
GN Drezzy, appreciate you, man.
Yo, where is mine?
SS Television.
I'm sorry, yo.
Godzinga's team, appreciate it. Rome Day to Takeover, appreciate it. Easy Winzo.
All right, so Bob Chan, what up? As Parker. HB Mac. Cody, as always, hit killing it. Eugenie, who can't speak English. What up?
Yeah, man.
Ricardo Custer, Christopher Coward. I don't recognize Christopher Coward. Are you new, Christopher Coward? CH, what up?
Tyon Reed, the Shells, Dubs, Revo.
Yeah, yo, I ain't hit Periscope no love, man.
Oh, we need to give Periscope no love. Shout out Periscope. Shout out Facebook as well. So we can't see all the comments, man. Sometimes it's hard to get to all the comments, man. We trying to run the show.
Chuck 1, Aaliyah, Nevia 7, what up? Seen her in here a few times. I don't see Macallie. I always just see Macallie.
Okay.
Reef, what up? 31 Capo, what up?
Jet Life for Life.
Oh, there's Macallie. I see you. All right, there you go. Macallie, what up? Weiss Jeffrey, what up?
Yeah, man. All right, people. So, when's the next game, JL? It's Thursday, I believe.
Yeah, it's a slow.
Nice, slow week. Let's hope there's no crazy news that comes out, but you know how that goes. Whenever we get like 1 or 2 games off,
you know,
the cesspool starts churning, man. But listen, man, we'll be back later this week. We got a couple of content. We're gonna do what we doing? Mid-season awards this week, JLs.
Yeah.
Mid-season awards. I'm also gonna be recording our mid-season report, the good, the bad, the ugly. So I have some content on there as well. Mix it up a little bit. And yeah, man. Once again, appreciate the support. Catch up with you guys midweek, man.